Today, we're jumping right into the world of modern resource exploration. We're going to take a look at the portfolio of a company called West Coast Silver to really understand the strategy behind finding the critical minerals that, power pretty much everything in our world.
So what does a modern treasure hunt actually look like? Yeah, forget the old maps with an X on them and pirate chests. Today, it's a super high-stakes game of geology, smart strategy, and cutting-edge technology, all aimed at uncovering the planet's hidden wealth.
And for a lot of these companies, the hunt starts in a place just like this, a world-class, mineral-rich region like the Pilbara in Western Australia. Because really, in this game, location is everything.
Okay, so that brings us to our first section, exploring Western Australia. We're about to see how one specific location can become the entire foundation for a company's strategy.
But hang on, before we go any further, let's just get on the same page. A resource exploration company, well, they aren't necessarily the ones doing the mining. Think of them as the detectives, the scouts. Their main job is to find and check out mineral deposits that could become the mines of tomorrow. They're literally searching for the raw materials of the future.
So how do they actually do it? Well, a really common and pretty powerful strategy is to anchor the whole operation with what they call a flagship asset. Then you support that flagship with a diverse fleet of other projects. It's kind of like a naval fleet, right? You've got one massive aircraft carrier, and it's backed up by a bunch of cruisers and destroyers. So let's talk about that flagship. In this case, we're looking at the Elizabeth Hill Silver Project. You see, every really strong portfolio needs that central high-potential anchor, and for West Coast Silver, this is it.
And the breakdown is pretty straightforward. You've got Elizabeth Hill, it's in the Pilbara, and it's all about silver. But here's the key feature, a history of producing incredibly high-grade material. And that's a huge clue about what might still be in the ground.
And hey, this isn't just some marketing slogan. The project is known as one of Australia's highest-grade silver projects. When you hear a description like that, it tells you this isn't just another asset. It's the real deal, the crown jewel of the whole portfolio. So what makes it the flagship? Well, it all comes down to the geology. The area has what's described as exceptional geology. You've got these super high-grade silver lodes, all concentrated along a major fault line. And to top it off, recent drilling has just confirmed there's still strong mineralization there. It's that combination, the history, the geology, and the brand new data, that makes it a flagship.
But, a flagship all on its own can be risky. That's why you need that supporting fleet. So now, let's broaden our focus a bit from that single anchor to the other projects that provide that strategic depth and, importantly, diversity.
So what's the whole point of this fleet? Well, these projects aren't just random shots in the dark. They have two really crucial jobs. First, they offer more chances for a major new discovery. And second, they provide commodity diversity. So if the price of silver goes up or down, having projects that are looking for, say, lithium or nickel helps to balance out that risk. It's a smart way to play the long game. So here's what that supporting fleet actually looks like. You've got the Falcon-Gascoyne joint venture, the Arabiddy Graphite Project, and Andover South. You can think of each one as a different bet, a totally unique opportunity that's part of a much bigger, multi-pronged exploration strategy.
Let's just compare two of these to see this diversity in action. Okay, so you have the Andover South project. It's targeting key battery metals like lithium and nickel, and it's in the Pilbara. But then you have the Falcon-Gascoyne JV, which is in a completely different region, and it's hunting for a whole suite of different minerals, rare earths, graphite, nickel, and even gold. This is exactly what we mean when we say the fleet provides cover for the flagship.
All right, so let's zoom all the way out and look at our final section, the complete portfolio. How do all these individual pieces, that flagship and the fleet, come together to form one single coherent strategy?
Well, if you look at where the company is focused, it's a pretty clean split, 50-50 between two key regions in Western Australia, the Pilbara and the Gascoyne. This shows a very deliberate geographic strategy, not just some scattergun approach.
So let's just recap the playbook here. What are the big takeaways from this modern treasure hunt? First off, a strong portfolio is built around a flagship asset. Then, you build out a supporting fleet to give you commodity and geographic diversity. And what does that do? It creates more opportunities, more shots on goal for a major discovery. At the end of the day, the whole strategy is a balancing act between a high-potential, proven asset on one side and broader, more speculative exploration on the other.
And why does any of this really matter? Because let's be real, this isn't just some academic exercise in corporate strategy.
This whole approach is designed to meet a totally unprecedented demand for the critical resources that build our modern world. Everything from our smartphones to our electric vehicles.
Which kind of leaves us with one final thought. With demand for things like silver, lithium, graphite, and rare earths absolutely soaring, the real question isn't if we need a major discovery, but which one of these explorations, which one of these treasure hunts will be the one to uncover the resources that truly define our future.